yourselves too, just to give you a heads up on that.
Okay.
I think we're live, yeah?
Yeah, we are.
Hello! I never know. Hello, everybody. Hi.
Hey.
I just want to.
Are we live? There we go.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to mute myself on the other screen.
Yes, please.
Well, you won't be able to hear it on mine.
I know. Hi, everybody. Hello. It is our 1-year anniversary of Thirsty Thursday write-ins.
Yay!
I see so many usual suspects.
And some unusual ones, like the nerdy book nerd who was up at 1:30 a.m.
Oh, thanks for staying up for us. Exciting. Hello. So today we have some special guests. So we have Hudson and Diane. You guys know Kevin already, so who cares? Right now, just kidding. So I'm gonna let them introduce themselves and make sure you mention your channels and stuff. So everything is linked in the description. But all right, we'll go ahead and with you first, Hudson.
Hi, I'm Hudson, and I have a YouTube channel with and oh gosh. Yeah, that's it. I mean,
what kind of stuff do you write? Like,
oh, thank you. Right. Right now I'm writing a high fantasy trilogy, or at least I'm trying to. I was kind of saying how we just left world building phase, and now we're editing it on in.
Is it adult or young adult?
Adults. But I started right when I was 16, so I'm trying to get rid of my young adult mind from that era.
That was 16-year-old adult.
Yeah, so we'll see how it turns out. Diane,
I'm so excited for it.
Oh gosh, no.
All right, so go ahead, Diane.
Yeah, so I'm Diane, and I also make videos here on YouTube. They're basically just mainly vlogs where I am documenting my life and my writing journey while I try to write my zero draft of a new adult contemporary. And yeah, it's going slowly but surely.
Well, you just hit 55K though, so
yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, so that's a lot.
But there's still so much.
Of course. Of course. And for those of you who don't know, Diane is also a Canadian. So we have a lot of Canadian Thirsty Thursday writing crew members. So
we do.
If you don't already know this, I'm obsessed with Canada. I love Canada. I wish I lived there.
Come here. Join us.
I wish it was that easy. If y'all wanted us.
I know. That's how I feel too.
Right now.
Stay there with your.
Once this all clears up, then please join. Come here.
I tried to look into it, and like people are like, "Oh, if you don't like this country, move away." It's like I wish I could. It's not that easy to move out of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love like Canadian
unless you have dual citizenship
and all that. Like I love Canadian TV. I love Canadian everything. Food.
Yes.
Where do you live? Oh,
I live in Ontario. I live in Toronto.
Oh.
So that's where Lizelle lives too. Well, she used to. She's staying with her boyfriend right now, but yeah, Lizelle lives in Toronto as well.
Yeah. I want to run into her one day.
Well, when COVID is over, you have a write-in. She's freaking out. How did you not know?
Toby also lives in Canada. Toby.
I was gonna say, I know we have other Canadians in here. Toby is. Toby, I've not watched Murdoch Mysteries. Most of the Canadian television I've watched has been like teen dramas. And I have watched Mohawk Girls. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's an indigenous TV show. It's kind of like a Sex and the City, but with Mohawk First Nations people.
Oh, yes, I know that one. Mm-hmm.
The only one I know of is the one I cannot say without you getting demonetized. Blank Creek.
Oh yeah.
That I love. I also love Kim's Convenience, so I guess that's not a teen drama either.
I actually have not. I have not seen. I worked with the guy, Simu. I don't know. I'm not sure who he plays, but like I think he's like one of the main guys.
Yeah.
I worked with him once.
Really?
Like before, like we worked on this tiny little like I don't know, it was like a pilot for this thing that he wanted to develop, and then just after that he like got onto Kim's Convenience and like blew up. I think he's gonna be like he's gonna be in his first like superhero movie or something like that. Like it was,
Really?
yeah, he's like doing really, really well.
Yeah, well, that show is amazing. If you have not watched Kim's Convenience, you have to. It's so funny. So
well, as Toby said, Anne with an E is also Canadian.
Anne with an E. Oh my
God. Your favorite show ever.
I never got into the show, but I remember loving the books as a kid.
Wait, you tried to watch Anne with an E, like the new one, and you didn't like it?
This was okay, but like here's the thing. This was years ago, like when it first came out. And I was a flight attendant, and I like never slept. So I feel like I hated everything during that time in my life.
But it would be something you would like. It's so good.
I know. My mom is the judgiest person when it comes to book to film. So she gave me like a play-by-play of how she loves how they changed it.
Yeah.
But it's not her favorite Anne. So I'm like, I don't know what that means. And now I know this.
Because I have a friend who is like a huge Anne of Green Gables fan. This is my first experience with Anne. So like I was going into it fresh. But she was just like, I like the changes, but it's not my favorite. I prefer others. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. This version is amazing.
I've never liked any of the adaptations. So I feel like I'm not comparing it to any of the others. So I do want to watch it. It's on my list. My husband's watching Avatar: The Last Airbender for his first time, and that's taking priority.
Yeah, I have never seen that.
Me either.
Yeah, my husband and I watched the first episode maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, and I was like,
don't watch it. Like even the creators hate the first episode. Like you're supposed to skip it. Just skip it.
I feel like that's true of like most TV shows. Like the first episodes, they're so cringy. Like you have to kind of push past them to get to the good stuff.
Yeah, and I mean they kept it off television for a reason.
Yeah,
like it only aired once and never again. The first episode.
Really, I didn't know that. That's funny. And of course I'm a huge Degrassi fan. So.
Oh my God. I went through a Degrassi phase.
That phase has lasted my whole life. And I'm too old, like for the newer stuff, and I still love it. I love it so much. I miss it every day that there's not new episodes.
Aww. Yeah.
I think I like it because I mean, obviously I write for children and teens. Like I like that kind of stuff. And so I like that Canadians actually use young people to play the right age. And I really appreciate it. I love that about Degrassi. Like I like that when they were in the 7th grade, the actors were really in the 7th grade. You know, when they're in high school, they're really in high school. They're not 35 like they are here, you know? So I really appreciate that.
Is it kind of like Skins?
It's more wholesome.
Okay.
God, you're talking about the British Skins? Because that is also one of my favorite shows of all time.
I remember.
Skins is horrible.
Yeah, the British one. Even though I was more into the in-betweeners, but yes.
Yeah, I love Skins though. Oh my God. See, that's just me. I'm like any like teen show, and I'm just like, yes, this is for me. This is where I shine when I watch these shows.
Yes.
So. Lizelle said it's definitely not like Skin.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Degrassi more or less like has like storylines about a girl thinking that her butt is too small.
They do have serious storylines, but
they do.
But they're approached differently than Skins approached their serious storyline.
Yeah.
But Lizelle loved in-betweeners. Oh my gosh. Well, the British one. The American one was like, I don't know what was happening there.
The American Skins also.
When we try to redo shows from other places, they don't turn out well.
The only one that worked out was The Office.
That's the only one.
Yeah.
But
I don't like the British Office. I tried to watch that. It's not very good.
And then the Jeffersons. That one worked out.
Which one?
Jeffersons.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the American Whose Line was pretty good too. Line is very late was so good.
Mm-hmm.
I guess our Shameless was good too, but I also got tired of that. I can only watch abject poverty for so long because I grew up in it. So it's like at some point I'm like, this is too triggering.
can't watch people suffer forever.
Just because we grew up outside of Chicago, so it's just like, you know, it's a little too close for comfort. So, but I do. Yeah. I love Degrassi though. Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, how did everyone do? I know this is our first stream since camp. So, how did everybody fare with their camp? As you guys know, I did not technically accomplish my goals, but I did finish Kevin's book. So
I have a comment about that. I have a comment about that because Laura asked me when we were off screen if she gave me the most amount of feedback. So I opened up the document that she sent me, and Laura left 1,565 revisions on it.
Yes.
489 insertions, 652 deletions, 4 moves, 93 formatting, and 327 comments. 327 comments, there's only 304 pages, mind you. So that is kind of feedback that Laura.
Are you for high?
This is the kind of feedback Laura gives.
Yes.
Our first comment, not sure about this title.
You asked for feedback on the title. You asked for it.
Did she give you feedback on the font size?
Maybe. I haven't looked through all of them yet because there is so many.
To be fair, I taught English for 10 years. So you're going to get comments from me on syntax and grammar, and like that's just
Laura, I need you.
Yes. Me too.
Don't ask for it unless you're ready for brutal honesty.
I went to a creative arts high school. I'm ready.
a lot of those things, Kevin, were just like me like deleting a repetitive word that I didn't think you needed at the end. Like, so that makes it seem like I left you a lot of like comments when really it was just like,
no, you left 327 comments. Exactly.
You also know I'm very chatty, okay?
These comments aren't short. They're paragraphs.
Oh my god.
You need to do a vlog where you're going through Laura's comments.
It's just me crying. It's just be crying for 10 minutes straight.
I left a lot of positive. They're not all negative. A lot of them are like, I didn't
say that they were. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I feel like Laura should make a vlog about how to be and go over and above as a critique partner.
That too, absolutely.
Yeah, please. Absolutely. Honestly, like that's not a joke. Make one.
Just so everyone knows, if I ever read anyone else's stuff, I would never leave that much, okay? Kevin is my brother, okay? So,
I don't see this as a negative, though. Like, I'm very much see you as my hero now. Like, please.
That's why it took me 2 months, Kevin.
It was worth it.
We'll see. Somebody said that they finally watched Love Between the Covers. It is such a good movie. Anyone that's never seen that documentary, it's about romance writers. It's so good.
Writers?
Yes, and even if you're not a romance writer, I just love watching documentaries about writers, and it is so good. Every time I watch it, it like makes me want to go write because like romance writers are like so like prolific that it's so inspiring to watch that documentary.
I know what you mean because I have like a list of films about writers that I watch to get in the mood, like Colette's, the 2018 film. Mm-hmm. Now Little Women's on that list. And
I love movies about writers. Love it.
It's just, I don't know if you guys watched the Little Women, but they like put in a 5-minute scene of just like writing. And I'm like, thank you. Just keep this coming.
I have not seen it yet, but I want to.
Highly recommend. I mean, that's my whole life, so you know.
Does this person I follow on YouTube actually, where I don't know why, I just find her interesting, where she talks about clothing history. And there's a couple different ones, but I'm talking about Bernadette Banner in particular.
Yes.
She mentioned, she was like, this was actually pretty historically accurate, but then they gave them Ugg boots for some reason in Little Women, and I was like, those aren't Ugg boots. Those are literally, like Laura has those Ugg boots.
Girl, I don't have those anymore.
You have like 15 years, whatever.
Listen, Uggs are comfy. Like, I mean, there's no point for them in most places in the world, but they're comfy.
Yes, they are.
But no, I do love the historical costume section of YouTube.
Me too. I recently fell into it.
My favorite is Carolina. I can't pronounce her last name. She's from Poland.
I don't know if I follow her.
Oh my gosh, she's so funny. If sewing didn't make me want to pull my hair out, like I would have gone straight to that section of YouTube.
I also really like Rachel Maxey. He's so funny. Oh, so funny.
And then the Pinset Taylor. He just finally made a YouTube, but he's on Instagram.
Stacy Squad said, "Did you ever see the video of the girl who wore a corset for over a year?" Bernadette Banner did. Is that who you're referring to? Because she had to wear one for like her scoliosis.
Yeah,
she did a whole video like disproving a bunch of like myths about them.
Ed Weird said my UGG boots are my favorite house slippers. It's funny you say that because I just recently got some new house slippers and they're Crocs. I am officially old. I bought a pair of Crocs, but in my defense, I have scoliosis and I've been working from home for like 4 months, which means I've been walking around barefoot for like 4 months and my back is just a nightmare. So my doctor's like, yo, you got to wear something in the house if you're walking around your house all the time. And everyone says Crocs are good for your back. So I'm that old lady now.
Do it. No, it's fine.
I mean, Laura stayed on brand though, because they are purple.
They are purple. So
that's all that matters.
It's going to be my own brand of tacky. So I do not wear them outside of the house. They're only for in the house. Because walking barefoot is not good for your body. And I basically have not left my house since March. So I've not been wearing shoes. So
really quick, for those of you mentioning Abby Cox, I will look her up because I have not heard of her. Anyway, back to writing.
Well, speaking of writing, actually, we should probably do a writing sprint since that's what we're here for. So if we all want to get our stuff ready, I'm trying to decide what I'm going to work on. Kevin, are you going to work on your book?
Yeah.
Are you going to read my comments? Can we watch your face?
I've already started on your comments. To be clear.
Is that why you haven't spoken to me in a couple of days?
No. I've been working like 10-hour days. It's been awful. No, I'm not very far into them because I've been working so much. So that's why.
I don't know what I'm going to work on. I guess I'll work on my.
I need to read a little bit.
Do my master class, I think.
I need to read a little bit.
Which one?
I'm doing Neil Gaiman.
Ooh.
Have you started yet or no?
I have, yeah.
What did you think of it? Oh, what's in his hand?
I'm still pretty early on. I like it so far, but I haven't done any of the actual exercises because he really wants you to go there for some of them, and I'm just not ready.
Yeah.
So I'm just taking it all in right now. So
yeah, it's definitely what I was thinking more about because I went over all my notes from it because I know I told you it only took me 3 days, but yeah. I think it's one of those things where with all master classes, the knowledge, it's just how they word it. And then it sinks in. You know what I mean?
His writing exercises. So he does the two, one you apply to your book and then one's to help generate ideas. I think the ones that he has to help generate ideas are going to be amazing when I need another idea because he kind of gives you some stuff. So I've just been writing them all down oh my God, this is really good. No, this is good. But it's just I don't need an idea right now. So, and I'm afraid if I start doing those exercises, I'm going to get all these new shiny new ideas and I'm going to want to go work on those. So I need to just wait on that. So, okay. So I guess we can do a 15 to start off. Let me pull it up here. Aaron made a special little timer for the anniversary.
Aww, so sweet.
Isn't he cute?
So cute.
So, all right. So everybody, Does it come with a digital workbook? Yeah, they all come with digital workbooks. I was gonna print it, and then I was like, "Whoa, it's like 100 pages. I'm not printing this." Okay, so are we all ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Ready? And where's the button for me? Okay, here it is. Go. Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Lord.
Hey, all right, we're back.
Yeah.
How'd everybody do?
I mean,
I got about 261 words.
Oh, nice.
All bad. But there.
Hey, you got to get the bad out
Absolutely.
first, right? And then you
There's
can make
so
it
much
better.
bad to get out.
Yeah. How about you, Hudson? How'd you do?
I'm editing, so it's just a heartbreak journey, really. How about you guys?
Yeah. Were you reading the fantasy fiction formula?
Me?
No.
Yeah. You're reading.
Sorry.
Yeah. Is that what you were reading during the sprint?
Oh, yeah. I was, yeah.
For those who don't know, this is what we're reading for the book club. We're going to be talking about it on August 30th.
Nice.
It's about writing fantasy. So
I
know a lot of you write fantasy. So what do you think?
I'm very interested to watch your review on it. Why did I say read your review?
Yeah, I know a lot of people wait to hear what we say about it before they read them. So that's fair. This one, so I mean, I'm pretty early on in it still, but I think it's got some good stuff. She's got this thing which I actually really liked. What does she call it? It's called I guess Spook. It's SPOOC. It's like an acronym for like how to test your ideas for a book before you start writing it. And so she basically, it's like situation, protagonist, objective, opponent, climax. And then like you answer all those and then you formulate it into 2 sentences. And then if you don't have one of these things, you can figure that out, then you can't start writing. So
normally I would actually try to read along with you, but I've maxed out on my book buying limit.
Yeah, I get 1 book a month, and these are the books I buy every month. And, I listen to audiobooks through Scribd. Those are the ones I read for the month. So I hear you on that.
But I really I think I commented on your video about it. Like, I really want to read this one. It's just, I bought maybe too many books last month.
I think what's really good about this one too, in particular, is that it's giving some general writing advice, but it's applying it to fantasy examples, which I think is really helpful when you're seeing it applied to whatever it is that you're writing. And so I feel like, I mean, I don't write fantasy, but I can see where that would be helpful for.
No, it would, because I know that one of your arguments with the anatomy of story is that the examples weren't your cup of tea.
Lord, no, they were not. His obsession with
What? You cut out. I'm sorry, Laura. What?
His obsession with Tootsie in particular is a little hard to swallow.
It's funny because I have a lot of friends in film and television, at least here in the States, and they all are obsessed with Tootsie. So I don't know, Diane, if you are, but I think it's like a director scriptwriter thing.
I was going to say, what I think is that Anatomy of Story is considered like the seminal text for the longest time of like screenwriters, and he really praises it. So everyone's like, oh, this must be the thing that everyone thinks is great. But I don't necessarily think it's a bad movie. I just think it's very outdated.
I haven't seen it, but my friends that I mentioned haven't even read this book. They're just like, I'll be like, oh, have you seen Tootsie? They're like, yes, it's great. And I'm like, okay, is this like how everyone's obsessed with what's that one director's name who made Django? Yeah, I don't know much about movies, but everyone's obsessed with him. So
yeah. I don't know. I find, though, to be honest, most of the craft books I've read so far, their examples are terrible. There have been very few. I think Save the Cat Writes a Novel has the best examples. And I did think that Writing Deep Scenes had some good ones, but most of them are pretty bad.
I think that's the issue with craft books. They easily become outdated very quickly.
Yeah, I think what I liked about Story Genius is that instead of using like a book that's already out, she, as examples, used a friend of hers who was currently trying to come up with the premise of a book and start a book. So she would take each chapter, would like take her ideas on like what she was trying to say in the book, what you should do, and her friend was like applying it. So she would show like what her friend wrote. So that was the example you thought. Now it was terrible. Okay. That's the bad part. It was I would never read that book in a million years. It sounded like the worst idea for a book that I've ever heard in my whole life. But I did like that we got to see it in the process, because then she'd be like, okay, the next thing you should do is this. And this is what I told my friend, and this is what she came up with. And that was wrong. And this is how it's wrong. Like, so like seeing it applied was really helpful rather than looking at something after the fact. Looking at an example that was informed by what she was saying, I think was helpful, but that book sounded terrible. I hope it was never published.
The Story Genius is on my list of books I want to buy. So I'm excited to see your wrap up of, I don't know if you're doing this, but like ranking all the books you read.
Yes, I do plan to do that. I also write, like after I'm done with these master classes, I'm taking what I would say are my top 3. And I'm gonna like smush them together to make like a writing plan for how to revise my book based on the stuff that they recommend.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So, but yeah, hopefully, and I actually just got another one that I'm not doing for the book club, but this is Hooked. So I think some people have recommended this to me. I know Lizelle did, and this is all about the beginning of books. So the entire book is just about your beginning. So I'm going to take a look at that too.
Oh.
So, I'm all about the learning. I'm an academic, so I can't help myself.
I love
learning. I'm the same way. I need to put a leash on it.
No such thing. How did everybody else do during the sprint? Wait, Toby, you got, I thought it said 1,100 words. I was like, Toby, you're showing off. That's not true.
Great.
Devin got 305. Nice. I'm just curious, like, how many of you are actually writing and how many of you
Who is burnt out from Camp Nano?
That's what I'm getting at, is that I feel like a lot of people are probably burnt out from camp and are probably, like, doing other things.
Honestly, I really enjoyed doing my writing 10,000 words in a day video. And if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Selfless plug or whatever. But it really fried my brain. Like, I could not write for days afterwards.
Dude, I did that camp of last year when I did 50K in 1 month. And the last day, in order to get the 50K, I had to do like 10K that day. I didn't write for like 2 months after that. I was like, burnt out, man. I was like, that's it. I have to replenish the well. There's nothing left. It's gone.
That's my fear, because I really want to do a 10K day, and I'm like addicted to watching those videos.
Do it.
But I need to plan the like months of me not writing for after.
Here's what I'll say, at least for me, is which I know Lizelle said the same thing. I think she commented on my video. It helped planning out what was going to happen, because like if I tried to like pants it, I would not have been able to do it. Like, because when I got to the part where like I didn't know what I was writing next is when I started to really slow down.
Right.
But I'm also a planner, so like maybe if you're a pantser, you could pants that 10K, but I could not.
I'm a planner too, but right now I'm editing, so I'm wondering if I should just wait till I'm drafting, because I feel like editing's harder. I don't know.
I would suggest. No, go ahead, Laura. Say something wrong.
No, I was gonna say I suggest that you don't try to do 10K in a day when you're revising.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't want to speed up the revising. Like, you want that.
All true, but let me tell you, I do want to speed it up because I hate where I am right now.
Here's what I'll say is I do not like drafting. I don't like it. I like editing, because I feel like editing I have to work with. Like I suffer really bad from blank page syndrome. So because I was starting new projects, and one of the reasons also I did the 10K, and it like launched me really far into that story to the point where like I wasn't like nervous anymore. So it really, really helped to draft a new project. But I wouldn't do it in the middle of editing.
See, I'm the opposite. I like drafting.
No.
Drafting is so painful. I love the brainstorming, and then I love the part after it's written and I can make it something better.
It goes world building all the way down to that query. Like that is my order from top to bottom.
I will say editing's my favorite, and then sometimes I'll get to this point where I'll hit like a wall, like I don't know how to fix this, and I'm like, why did I ever think I liked editing? This is awful. So, like, at some point, I hate every stage.
Yeah. I'm hoping that's just where I'm at right now.
I think that drafting is absolutely painful. It's like the work. It feels like I'm literally trying to pull the ideas out of my brain, like literally put them on the screen. It is like so much pain. This is so painful. I hate it.
It's hard starting. I will say blank page syndrome is the thing, but once like you're in it, I just think that's the most rewarding and fun because that number gets higher. I'm never about the number.
I'm never just in it. It's like 2 sentences. I need to like close my eyes and just stop.
Yes.
Never just like, hours and I'm writing. No, that never happens to me. Never.
That's me with editing. At every sentence, I'm like, why did I make a YouTube channel about writing? Like, through.
See, according to Kevin's book, I'm very nitpicky. So I like revising. So I like looking at it and looking at one sentence and being like, okay, how can I fix this? Like, how can I make this look better? Would it sound better if I put this word here? Would it sound better if I took things out? Like, that's just how I think. So that works better for me.
Yeah.
Look, I'm sorry. Kevin kept saying like it was taking me so long to read it. He kept saying, you don't have to read it, you don't have to.
I'm not going to call Laura out by saying how long it was.
It was 2 months. It was 2 months, I'll admit.
And she's like, oh yeah, I can get it back to you in like a week. In what world? I was just like, dude, you don't have to force yourself to do this. If you're not enjoying it or you don't want to do it or you're too busy, that's fine. Just move on with your life and let me know.
Well, it also, in my defense, I had gotten through the first 80 pages and then forgot to save it, my content.
I told her to skip those 80 pages, but she refused.
No. You need all of my comments. I thought you need them. Yeah. It's too much work.
Apparently.
You will thank me, Kevin, literally in the back of your book when it gets published. So
it'll just say, oh, and I guess Laura. Not even the last name, just Laura.
I better be on that dedication page.
No, you're not going to be on the dedication page because no one's going to be on the dedication page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm dedicating it to myself because I'm the one that got me through everything.
Oh my gosh, I was literally thinking that recently, like, just like dedicating my first story to like myself, but put a nickname version of me. So no.
Oh no, I'm gonna full on just be like to Kevin Savoy because he is really cool.
I love that.
I'll probably dedicate it to my parents.
Why?
I don't know. Actually, my first book I ever get published, I'll probably dedicate to my 6th grade teacher because he's the reason why I decided I wanted to be a writer and that I could be a writer. And one of the reasons why I realized I was gay. So he was all around to influence my life a lot.
Yes.
I don't even think Mom and Dad would read the book, so I don't know why you would.
Dad told me once, he was like, he's like, I'll read your book someday, and I was like, really? Do you know what it's about? Like gay teens? He's like, yeah, I'll read it. I was like, okay.
You told there's gay stuff in there.
I didn't mention the facts.
Like, there's gay stuff in there, Dad.
I know. I was kind of like, you don't have to. You'll really. And he's like, no, I will. I was like, no, you don't have to.
If I just skim it.
He doesn't have. Really, I would not be offended if our parents did not read my book. I want them to buy it and then brag about it, but I don't want them to read it.
I think it'd be awkward. Like, I like to have our parents. I don't know. Do you guys let your parents read your work?
I did when I was younger, but my mom loved romance. My mom loves romance, okay? And she needs happily ever afters. I like to kill people off in my stories.
Oh.
When I was younger. And she said she wouldn't read any of my stuff until I wrote her a happy ending. So, but no, I would let them read it. But my dad loves to brag about how he's never read a book. And I keep saying, like, okay, just because you haven't read a fiction book, it doesn't mean you haven't read a book. So I don't know if he would read it.
Yeah, I think he would. He'd be so proud.
Just don't want my parents to. I don't.
My dad he used to be like that too, where he would brag that he hadn't read a book since high school until, was it the Keith Richards book that came out?
The biography, and it was long.
My dad read that cover to cover. So.
That's amazing.
The first book he read, and read since high school. So
I literally don't.
Yeah, my dad only reads history books, but he says that they're not books because it's nonfiction. He sees a book like a novel, but that could be a language barrier. So who knows?
Diane, do you let your parents read your writing?
Well, my dad, like, my parents are Portuguese, so my dad doesn't like read English. Doesn't really speak it either. My mom's pretty good. But I feel like so much would be lost in translation that, like, she would love to read it. She's super supportive. But I don't think she'd really get the, like, subtleties and, like, the little, all that stuff that makes it really good. But she'd be very proud. And she would absolutely beg every chance that she got. Yeah.
So would you want a dream to have your book translated in Portuguese?
Sorry?
Would that be like one of your dreams, to have your book translated into Portuguese?
Yeah, that'd be absolutely, to like get it translated into like every single possible language. That'd be so cool.
Can you write in Portuguese, Dan?
I can read it better than I can write Portuguese.
Okay.
I don't really know how to write it very well, but I can get by on reading it. Yeah.
Do you find? Oh no, you go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you find, like, growing up with two different languages and reading type of languages, does that affect your grammar at all?
I don't know. Sorry?
Do you understand what I'm asking?
Yeah. I don't know. I can't tell. I'm not sure. Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised.
She'll find out when Laura reads it and drags her for film.
Yes.
Yes. Because I ask this because my husband's from Latvia, so he learned German grammar, and I found that out recently because I've been asking his, like, advice on certain things, and it's a hot mess now. So I'm just wondering if this is like a common thing.
Never mind. I started to form a sentence in my head, realized I couldn't finish it, and sometimes I don't know where I'm going with my own sentence.
Devasha said, my dad is always wanting to read my stuff, and I'm like, dude, this is me working out my childhood trauma. This is not for you.
What's so weird is I was always nervous, like, to have our parents read my stuff too, because for some reason I often write, like, horrible parents into my books. But the thing is, like, our parents were not horrible, and I don't want them to be like, why you thought I was horrible? Especially our mom, she'd be like, you think I was horrible, don't you?
No, mother, I'm so sorry.
My mom would be so offended. She would be so offended, and it's just like, it has nothing to do with you. It's just to make the story more interesting.
Well, you write me every single one of your books. You always have some bitchy queen in there who is like the older sister or the mean friend.
Do you think you're in this newest book?
Yeah.
If you think you are the character that I'm thinking you think you are, girl, you wish you were that character.
I think I'm two characters in your book, actually.
Really? Oh, do you think you're the older brother?
Parts of me for two different characters, yeah.
I love it.
What character do you think you are? I really want to know.
I want to know which one you think.
I think you think that you are Christian's best friend.
Eloise, right? Her aunt and the oldest brother, Atlas.
Girl, you wish you were either of those people. Eloise, shit, get out of here.
Lizelle made a good point. Sorry. So I don't mind if my parents read it. They're cool in my mind, but I do not want my aunts and uncles to. Other than a couple of them. I think I would, no.
I'm not really too worried about that because over the last couple of months, I've basically blocked all of my family members out of my life. So
I'm not trying to be rude.
Just had a little moment with one of my cousins on Facebook right before this live stream. So
Most of our family can't read anyway.
So I don't care if they read it, but they can buy it.
They won't.
Yeah. But,
look, let's be honest. Me and Laura don't get along with most of our family.
Yeah.
For very valid reasons.
Yeah.
One of my uncles got mad at me once and told me that I was adopted. He was mad at me.
What?
So we don't have the greatest. Close family.
Yeah.
Our close family is very good.
Adopted. He said you don't look like our dad.
I wasn't trying to get really that into it.
It was worse than that because it was Dad's own brother who said it. So
Goodness.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that things that have been happening in the last few months socially and culturally have brought out people's true colors, and I've also come to a point where I'm like, I'm done. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna let you know how horrible I think you are, and then I'm gonna bounce because I'm done. So.
Yeah, I definitely got into a bit of a war with mine as well. But it's funny though because everyone else hasn't really got involved, but they keep liking whose comment they believe in.
Yeah,
I'm getting more likes, so that's good.
I feel bad for my mom because it's most of it's her family. Mm-hmm. We're from a really small town outside of Chicago, 10,000 people small, and I would say 50% are our relatives, our cousins. We're Catholic, I'm a recovering Catholic, but so there's lots of children, and so anytime I put anyone on blast and then block them, they complain to my mother. So she has to deal with it.
Oh no!
That's the only reason why I haven't blocked anyone yet, because they keep going to my mom, and I'm like, she does not have time for this. She's healing. Leave her alone.
I'm alone. I'm I'm 37. Stop going to my mother about the things that I do. My God. So.
Oh yeah. But I mean, they were mad at me even before things happened because I didn't invite them to my wedding. So there was already a war. It just got worse.
People get so offended by that kind of stuff. And it's weddings are, first of all, very personal and expensive as shit.
Yeah. Also, it was a lockdown wedding. I'm sorry I didn't send you a Zoom link. But there were people there you obviously didn't agree with.
On that happy note, are we ready for another write?
Yes.
I was thinking this time we could do 20. So let me pull the other timer up. So, Hudson, have you done any of the other master classes besides Neil Gaiman?
No, I was going to, and then I realized my husband canceled the subscription. But we're getting it back. But I really want to do Margaret Atwood. She was the next on the list.
That's actually the next one I'm going to be doing.
The only reason that was keeping me is that I want to read The Handmaid's Tale first, because they do use their books for examples, and I hate spoilers.
Yeah, see, I don't like spoilers. I've never read anything by Neil.
Thank you. Spoilers are the worst.
Yeah.
Laura's so stupid.
I don't always seek them out, but it doesn't ruin it for me if I know something. That's fine. I'm the kind of person that if I see a movie and I really like it and I find out there's a book, then I want to read the book. I actually I like that.
I'm not.
Yeah. I have this rule that you can't even tell me if you liked it, because then I'll go into the film thinking it's great and then I hate it.
All the time. We'll watch something and I'll try to tell my husband, I'm like, we need to read this book. He's like, why would I read the book? I just watched the movie. And I'm like, oh my God. So I actually, I prefer to watch the movie first, because then I know what to picture when I'm reading. So I know what the characters look like, I know.
I hate that. I don't want someone to tell me how they look.
But see, if you do it the other way, then you end up hating the movie because they don't look how you imagine them.
Yeah, I read The Princess Bride before I saw it, and now I don't like the film.
Yeah, same. Like Divergent, when I saw the casting for Divergent, I was like, that is not for, and I'm not watching this movie. This is horrible. Because I felt like the casting completely changed the dynamic of the characters, and it didn't at all like meet my expectations of the book. So I'd rather just watch the movie first.
But even like the looks for me, like for Princess Bride example, I thought it was a different plot because the book has 2 plots.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I started laughing and I started choking because I was eating. Sorry. I'm okay.
But the Princess Bride has a different main plot in the book. So when I saw the film, I was like, wait, what is this? I'm focused on the wrong story.
That's why I know that movie first.
Yeah, the book is about a guy trying to write The Princess Bride. And so the Princess Bride story is like maybe a third of the story. So I go in there and I'm like, ooh, it's a movie about a writer, and there's just this kid in a bed, and I'm like, what is going on?
Okay, so let's get the timer here. Okay. All right. And, all right, we ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. And, oh, wait, it's over here. Sorry, I'm always like, there we go. All right, ready, go. Okay.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Beat you to it.
I couldn't get my mouse to work, and it was because it was upside down. I have a wireless one, and so it was like the other way. So I was like moving it, but it wasn't going how I needed it to. I was like, what is happening? We had to get Kevin's dingling instead of mine. That's all right.
Oh, why you gotta make it so gross?
All right. How'd everybody do?
Not everyone talk at once.
I got less than 200 words. That I'm having a rough time today. So
I didn't even get 200 words, so you're winning.
On tough days, I would be happy with anything then, you know, even if it's not 200, as long as you're getting something out.
Yeah.
Agreed.
How'd you guys do?
Yeah.
Hudson, go ahead and take it away.
I noticed a discrepancy. I mean, it's a good thing, but it's a disheartening thing. I also just want to quickly note what Jessica Williams and Meadow said. Williamson, sorry, about Princess Bride. You are correct. I was just summarizing, and I summarized badly. I'm really sorry.
Well, we're going to jump back onto the Princess Bride train, then I can just tell you all that I hate the Princess Bride. I don't get why anyone likes it.
Have you ever even seen it all the way through?
Yeah, I told you I watched it.
Have you read it?
I've not read it, but I've watched the movie on the same day that I watched all of the Mary-Kate and Ashley movies where they go to the different countries, and I prefer those over Princess Bride. So.
Oh my gosh, which one's your favorite Mary-Kate and Ashley?
Let me guess. Is it New York Minute, Laura?
Okay, that is not one of them. That's a separate movie than they're made for, like, straight to VHS movies.
That's a different.
Is that your favorite Mary-Kate and Ashley movie, Laura?
No, it's not. My favorite Mary-Kate and Ashley movie is when they're little and they go to Grandma's house for Christmas, and they're like, yeah, it's got like Rhea Perlman in it, I think.
Oh my god, so good.
I thought the best was Toil and Trouble, or whatever you said it. The Halloween theme was just great. They really
seen that one
trope to their advantage.
But everyone kept telling me, like, Princess Bride, so funny, so funny, so funny.
Oh,
like,
Laura, so many people in chat are saying they hate it. So
good, because my husband loves it. He thinks it's hilarious, and I watched it. I was like, I don't get it. Like, I don't. It's not funny to me.
You have to have a sophisticated humor. You have to have some kind of like class, which you lack.
That's probably it. I'm just a plebe who enjoys Mary-Kate and Ashley going to the Cayman Islands or wherever.
You know what?
Or wherever they went.
What was that one called? Where they have to like go into like witness protection or something?
Oh, the Australian one, Down Under. I loved that. That was great.
So much.
Yeah.
I literally stole my mom's hairdryer so I could try to make my hair look like theirs when they tried their hair got to that fight.
So good. That one and It Takes Two are like my favorite.
Yes.
That one was good too.
Any crime by dinner time.
Good movies, dude. I don't care what anyone says. They're good.
I like them.
I love a good, like, straight to VHS or a made-for-TV movie.
Yeah.
So much.
I do want to rewatch The Princess Bride because I read it a bunch as a kid and then I saw it in high school. So I think that's why I misunderstood the whole plot of the book. But I was a kid, okay?
How did you guys do?
Yeah.
I made it through Neil Gaiman's section of Finding Your Voice, which I didn't care for, really. I didn't really think he gave me anything from that, but and then started developing the story. So it gave me a few ideas, though. His writing exercises prompts are really good that have got me thinking. So I guess
that's good.
I am working on a program that I want to do a review on for my channel.
Ooh.
That's all I can say. I'm vague posting. That's all I can really say. I'm not giving anything away. But
a little advertisement.
Yeah. Something to watch out for on my channel. So I'm just trying to figure it out before I do a review on it.
Okay.
Fun.
I like the mystery.
I do. There's this one person who I watch on YouTube. It's on Author 2 person, and I cannot remember their name, but they literally tease their next video in all their videos with like a little like screen snippet, and I'm like, how are you this organized?
Yeah.
I don't have a next video. I don't ever have a next video to.
Never.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wish I had this organization down.
Sometimes I record a video the day I upload it. Let's be honest. Like, I don't have that kind of organization.
Yeah.
The only reason why I've been able to be consistent somewhat at all the last couple of months is because I finally convinced my husband to edit my videos for me. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah. So now that I've the editing, that has helped.
Okay.
I will say I had pre-filmed a bunch of videos by accident, and I just watched them all back, and the audio's all off.
Oh.
And now I have to film them all again.
Oh no.
Horrible.
Yeah, it's not meant to be.
Oh.
Oh, I forgot about Passport to Paris. That is a good Mary-Kate and Ashley.
Yes. That one is good.
Watch it. I forgot about that one too. That is so good.
Do you remember the one? I think it takes place on Venice Boulevard or something. Where
that seems vaguely familiar. I'm trying
like they just live on the Strand, which I'm guessing is in California, and their dad starts dating this woman whose son is like a bad skateboarder boy.
Venice Boulevard.
Familiar. I feel like it's a very similar storyline though, because the one where they're in like the Bahamas, they also do something similar to that.
But it's called Billboard Dad. Billboard Dad.
Now I do remember. Thank you. Yes.
And I remember thinking as a kid, like, that's really expensive to live there. Like, what's happening?
Oh wow. I need to rewatch these.
Yeah, and like, I mean, when I'm talking about watching them, it was like 3 years ago. So it wasn't even, it was like a marathon on a channel. And I was like, yes, my day is planned. So I watched all of them. They played all of them. And then at the end, they played Princess Bride. So I was like, wow, I'll watch this too. And I was like, wow, this movie does not hold up to the Mary-Kate and Ashley. Sorry.
So their way to get their dad is to make a billboard on Sunset Boulevard as an advertisement. What a move! Who comes up with these ideas?
A genius.
Oh
People
god.
got paid way too much for it.
They made like billions of dollars off these things. I mean, they were.
Yeah.
How could they afford a billboard on Sunset Boulevard?
No, what they did was they snuck at night
Know it.
in all black and they painted it themselves, which I also found very confusing how they painted that so well. But it's kind of like, did you guys ever watch Gilmore Girls?
Duh.
And you know when Jesse goes to like find his like dad and he's living in Venice Beach, like a struggling artist on the Strand, and I'm like, how are you affording this? Like, what?
I find most things about California to be extremely wrong. Like Laura and I have talked about this before on New Girl. How can they afford that giant apartment in like Silver Lake or wherever they live? And I'm just like,
Giant.
it was huge.
And like,
Huge apartment.
she didn't even have a job. She was a teacher. I'm like,
And
come
he was
on.
a bartender, and one of them was like out of work a lot of the time. Like even on just Schmidt's like salary would not be able to afford that apartment. That apartment was had to be.
There's a girl on YouTube who's now living in that apartment.
Really?
And I think it's that. It's, I don't know, look it up. It's like, I live in the New Girl loft or something.
Really?
And she only pays like $300 a month, but there's like 20 people living there. So.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Because look, I've apartment hunted in LA, and I'll tell you, you could not get an apartment that large for anything. I mean, it had to cost thousands and thousands of dollars because like, I have no shame because like I live in LA, so like people, I mean, live in Southern California, so people talk about rent all the time. We pay over $1,800 a month in rent for a 1-bedroom, and it's not even a third of the size of that apartment.
When we lived in Glendale, we had a tiny 1-bedroom apartment that we paid $2,000 a month for, and that was in Glendale. So I mean,
in LA, our apartment was a 1-bedroom. and we paid $17.50 for it, I think it was, and it faced an alley and got no sunlight, so it was
We got no sunlight. That's why we were able to
24/7.
get our apartment so cheap. All the other apartments were more expensive, but ours, the way it was, got no direct sunlight, so that's how we got it for only $2,000.
Did you guys watch La La Land?
Yes.
I love
The
that
whole
movie.
time I'm like, wait, so let me get this straight. You're in Burbank and then you go to Redondo Beach, like just to go watch a jazz show in like 30 minutes, and then you go back to the Griffith Park. I mean, I believed them flying in Griffith Park way more than that whole traffic.
That's funny.
Lizelle said those prices are wild. I thought Toronto was bad. Well, LA is one of the most expensive cities to live in.
Yeah,
Probably pretty bad.
families from here, and you just can't leave them.
My studio apartment in LA, it was in Miracle Mile, was $1,250 a month, and it had just gone up to that. Before that, it was $1,000. And he said that the owner of the building wanted to charge more, but he convinced them not to because all the ones around me were like $1,500 a month. So I somehow managed to get that one for $1,250, and it was right.
Really good. It was a really good location. I felt like you had a good location for that price.
Yes, I did.
It wasn't far
And
from the road, so I felt like
I think,
that was really...
well, my second apartment was even closer. But I think the reason why my studio was so cheap is he convinced him not to raise the rent higher because it was next to a construction site. So they were building a building the entire time I lived there. They were building a building.
It was also like a Harry Potter studio because you had to literally go under the stairs.
Yeah, you had to go under the stairs. The door to my apartment was under a stairway.
Oh my god.
Los Angeles is so weird. And no one represents the people well. Everyone is represented to be like, they're trying to be famous or they're a Kardashian. And it's like, there's more of us.
I will say that my studio was rent controlled. My second apartment was not. This one is rent controlled, which I just found out last week.
Oh, that's
That's the dream.
pretty rare.
So it's a law in California that every county has to have a certain amount of rent controlled apartments to prevent the like gentrification of everything. And so this is one of them, surprisingly. Also, if you work for Disney, you get a 5% discount on your rent in this apartment. So
Like $20 or something. Like it's not.
So I told Damien, I was like, get a job at Disney, but then COVID happened. So
Aw.
Disney doesn't exist anymore.
Well, I know people.
I mean, who knows when Disney's ever going to open again, if ever.
I have a friend who's in charge of Mice Chat, which is like the
most painful ride at Disneyland. And that ride.
No, not it's a gossip site where they know all the stuff about Disney before it comes out.
I would say there is a ride at Disneyland called Mouse. Maybe it's not called that anymore. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
And just from what I hear from them, and then also from family members who work there, it's like they're gonna keep trying to have that opening, but they're gonna keep being shut down. Like, I don't know why they need to stop. Just keep overpricing Mulan. Like, just go with that.
I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. So
Mhm.
if it did open, I wouldn't be comfortable going right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a ton of people at Disney World in Florida. So
Well, the thing, like I said, I'm in part of the Disneyland pass holder group. It's so many people are like, I'll be there first day it opens back up. I am so depressed that Disney's been closed so long. I don't care what they say. I'll go first day, and I'm just like, okay, have
You
fun.
need to revalue your life. And that's what is the thing affecting you.
One girl literally said, like, I don't know what to do with my life. Disney's my whole personality. And I was just like,
I grew up with
Disney people. I'm admittedly a Disney person. I love Disney. I collect Disney pins.
I literally have a bunch of Disney pins behind me.
But I can even admit, like, Disney people are crazy. I'm in a bunch of like Facebook groups and stuff. I was literally just telling my husband today because like these Minnie Mouse things, like there was like people were trying to buy them online. You had to like enter a drawing, and then people were getting upset because they weren't chosen to like buy these Minnie Mouse things, and they were losing their minds on Facebook. They were like,
Oh my god.
"This is unfair. Who has been personally hurt and assaulted by Shop Disney?" Like,
Oh my god.
I mean,
petitions and all this stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, you guys.
I love it too. growing up here, I would go there once a week because
Yeah.
I was homeschooled, and I would just because there used to be a homeschool program there. And yeah, they would teach how to build roller coasters and stuff, but then like they kind of forgot to do it after a while, and then just all of us were let loose in the park, and we just kept taking naps in Pirates of the Caribbean. So it was a party. But like, you have to have a life outside of it, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
And you have to have perspective, you know? Like, people are dying from like the, you know, coronavirus. If you don't get like a stuffed Minnie Mouse, you're gonna live.
yeah, you have Disney Plus now. Just like live with that.
But like the Disney, because like because we had annual passes, and for a side hustle, I used to pick up stuff at the parks. I went once or twice a week and sell it online. People will pay you. You would not even believe what people are willing to pay for stuff that you can only get at the park. I mean, like, it was a nice time though, because it's stuff that you can only get if you're there. So I would just go. We were going there anyway, and I would pick stuff up, and then
supposedly, according to the Disney pass holder group, people were getting their passes like terminated because they were selling the Splash Mountain stuff recently on eBay.
Really? I know they have been like cutting down on that, like trying to get people to cut back on that, just because people were getting mad because they wanted to be the ones to buy them and sell them online. Like, it's
because you could buy a $20 pin. Some of them, like the Ariel profile, was like $17 when it came out, and now people pay like $800 for it.
Actually, it's more than that, because the Sally profile pin I just looked the other day is $1,500, and it only retailed at $17.95. And it's just a pin. I mean, it's beautiful, but $1,500 to $1,800.
When the rose gold jerseys came out, me and Laura were selling those things for a profit. Like, people were paying over $100 for those jerseys.
Wow.
And the ears.
The ears. Now those mini attraction ones, they retail like $23 or something. People are selling them for like $400 on eBay.
Yeah, the rose gold ears, I sold like 5 pair the first day they came out.
Do you think like those graduation ears would sell?
Yes, 100.
Graduation ones and the nursing day ones always sell for a lot.
Day ones are anything nursing day is one of the biggest sellers of stuff for Disney.
Wait, what's nursing day?
So it's a day like Nurses Day, and they have a little pin, and like every year they have like a different pin, and people lose their minds for those pins, dude. They will pay so insane. I saw a girl at the park crying because they didn't have anymore, like a 35-year-old woman. So
I don't get it.
I can't cry. Okay, I was just trying. So it's like Goth Day and Dapper Day and Homestead.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought they got rid of some of them.
It's more of like a national holiday, like, you know, Secretary Appreciation Day. It's like Nurses Day, where you appreciate all the nurses, and, you know, so they make a reward for it.
Honestly, the only thing kind of worth it that I will be kind of sad about is the Mickey's trick-or-treating night, where they give you candy while you go on the rides, and it's like, this is the best.
We went to it right before we left California, the last one, and I got rained out, and it was so horrible, and I had such a bad experience, and I'm like, because they don't refund you the money if it rains, but they cancel everything. So we paid.
Well, they offered to give you tickets, remember, to come back, but you're like, I'm an annual pass holder, I don't need tickets to come back.
Yeah, they were just like, yeah, we'll give you like free tickets to the park. I was like, I don't need tickets to the park. I'm a pass holder. Like, I wanted this thing.
Lizelle, if you ever come to California, I'll take you.
I'll show up. I'll crash that party.
I know ways how to get us in.
Oh,
I like it.
I mean, you can get 4 people in at once.
Are you related to somebody that works at the park? Okay. One of Damien's, my boyfriend, his good friends is a tour guide. So the thing is, pass holder, so like we never needed her to get us in because she doesn't have any family out here, so she doesn't ever use her like free whatever.
We Okay.
Are we ready to do another writing sprint?
I guess.
We can go ahead and do the 15. Oh, maybe pull that one up since we're getting toward the end here. But yeah, the moral of that story is Disney is crazy. People will pay anything for the things they want, and they go nuts over any new thing.
I have a pin up here that Laura gave me for my birthday last year that she bought. It's Vanellope from Wreck-It Ralph as just an ice cream cone with emoji eyes, and she's drooling. It actually looks kind of creepy. That shit is worth so much money. I don't understand why.
I know. Well, that one I got at the Hollywood store on Hollywood Boulevard.
The drooling mouth thing. It's a little creepy.
It is kind of gross. It's an LE. There's only 250 of them, so that's part of the reason.
I also have the King Candy ones go for a lot of. I love Wreck-It Ralph. It's my favorite Disney movie.
Yeah.
I have the 50th anniversary pin.
The what
That's the
one?
only one I know for sure that I have because my mom like made sure that we bought all the anniversary pins that they came out.
Really? That's cute. She said, Devasia says, so what I'm hearing is we got 4 people in with Hudson and 4 people in with Damien's friend. 2022 Disney writing retreat is a go.
Yes.
Don't forget, we're also going to do a writing retreat in New Orleans.
Oh, someone commented on my video and was like, I'm down for the writing retreat in New Orleans.
I am so down.
Yeah. I've all of the writing retreats. I just want to go on all of them.
I've never been on one. I want to go so bad.
Same.
I'll just have one up in Big Bear. I mean, it's in the mountains. It's
Yeah.
snows.
Go to Hudson's house. No.
Wait. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you go first.
I was just gonna ask you if you've ever been to the Teddy Bear Cafe in Big Bear.
Yes.
I have the coffee cup that says I eat teddy bears for breakfast.
Yeah, I have.
And it says, and then if you look really tiny, it says I eat at Teddy Bear's Cafe for breakfast.
I've actually been to a writing retreat in Big Bear.
Really?
It was really fun. I thought it was like the perfect setting
For that, it's very.
That's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking like what's close to like SoCal that's like kind of like cabiny, woodsy, and I was thinking Big Bear's really the only thing I could think of off the top of my head.
It's I recommend. I help.
But driving up to Big Bear is a little scary to me.
Oh my
It's like,
God.
Oh, have you drove up to Idlewild yet?
no.
No.
I used to live / work up there. It is far worse.
Big Bear terrifies me. Like driving up there terrifies me.
Yeah.
I don't like mountains.
I'll drive.
All right.
Or you can just go to Palm Springs. Let's go into the middle of the desert.
Oh, that would be well. Idlewild's right around Palm Springs, and it's so cool there. Their mayor is 3 golden retrievers, and they have a baby raccoon sanctuary, and they're like a pride town.
Love it.
It's like in the middle of nowhere, mountain
I
town.
also cannot drive up it.
I'll drive. Don't worry, I'm great about that stuff.
I'm down for it if you're willing to drive.
I love driving. I'm from LA.
All right. So I got the timer up. So we ready to do our last sprint? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I always have to forget where I'm supposed to like. Okay. Wait, did I start it? Okay.
Someone said, is Idlewild scary? Sorry, I muted myself.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Wake up, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
I had my headphones out because I was eating ice cream.
Oh, get rid of this. So how did we do?
I'm eating ice cream, so good.
Honestly, you're the real winner.
Diane, you're the only one of the four of us that's actually like drafting. So
You know what? I actually, I decided that I would be way more productive if instead I cleaned up my kitchen and did my dishes. So that's what I did for this sprint. And I did it all. So
Good.
I feel accomplished. Yeah. Yeah.
How about you, Kev? How are you doing? How'd you do? That's it. How you doing?
Look. Lactaid has a peanut butter cup ice cream, and it is so good. And I just got it for the first time. Well, no, this is the second time I bought it, but it's delicious. And I put magic shell on it, and it is everything I ever wanted. So my sprint was good.
Wait, is magic shell like that chocolate that hardens on the ice?
Yeah.
Okay.
It comes out and it like hardens, and it's like it's
I
delicious.
need it in my life.
Oh.
So good. I didn't have it for the first time until right before quarantine. I had it at work, and I was like, "This is some rich people stuff. What is this?" And then I was like, "This is magical. We never had anything like that growing up."
I've been on a kick lately, dessert wise. I've been getting Biscoff cookies, and then I put a little bit of Nutella on them.
Oh.
It is
You're really
so
upgrading the Biscoff.
good, and I'm making it sound much daintier than I actually do, which is really I take the cookie and I just stick it in the jar, and then
Yeah.
I used to be addicted to those until I was a flight attendant. That's all they had on the plane.
That's my favorite thing about flying is you get the Biscoff cookies.
So then, by the second day of a 7-day trip, I'd be out of food. So I would just take all the Biscoff cookies and eat them. And now I can't look at them the same way.
Aww.
But they were so good while they lasted.
Isn't Biscoff the flavor of that stuff that you can get at Trader Joe's? What is
Cookie
it called?
butter?
Yes.
Butter, yeah.
Do you not like cookie butter anymore?
Well, so here's the thing with that. Do you remember when there was that random shortage of cookie butter that came out?
Yeah.
I bought so much cookie butter that there was this one Trader. I don't want people to know where I used to live. There was one by where I lived that you could only buy one a day. So me and my friend would go in one set of clothes, buy it, then go out, get changed.
Oh my God.
So, fascism right there, only letting you get one jar of cookie butter.
I mean, the good thing is it was right next door to the Barnes and Nobles. So we would just read there for a bit. Then we would go back when the shifts crossed over.
Oh my God.
Smart. Did you get any more revising done during the sprint, Hudson?
Yeah, let's go with that.
So you have a full draft and you're working, you're on are you on the second version or are you a third?
Well, so I started editing it for April's Nano and I realized I didn't world build enough. There was just a lot of pieces that, it could have been well built for a young adult.
Mm-hmm.
But since I was going more adult, you just need more world. So I'm now re-editing parts that I had edited before, but I'm putting in more of the world. So it's kind of drafting, kind of not.
Yeah.
It's just trying not to info dump. How about you?
Yeah. I think what's been really hard for me is I told myself I hadn't written anything or worked on my book since the last camp, in April. I didn't do anything in May, nothing in June. So then for July, I was like, look, obviously I'm stuck. That's why I need to read these craft books. I'm going to do these master classes. Hopefully that will help me figure out how to get unstuck. Well, the good news is it worked, but the bad news is I'm not done doing all the things I said I was going to do, but I really want to work on my book. So it's driving me nuts because this is my problem is that I don't finish things I start. I don't finish the book and then I take a break from the book to do the studying. I'm not finishing the studying. I want to get back to the book. So I'm just like,
finish beta reading my book. That's something. You could finish.
Yeah.
that's true. It's true.
I would say hold out, Laura, because that's the one thing I regret is that I'm in the middle of a bunch of craft books that I've gotten inspired by you guys. But then I just kept writing, and I'm like, I know when I finish these books, I'm gonna be like, oh, you should have done that.
Yeah, that's exactly where I started to get. That's why I stopped, because I was like, okay, because I wrote the first draft, then I read Save the Cat Writes a Novel, so then I had to rewrite the whole dang thing. Then I read other craft books. I'm like, oh my god, I can't keep rewriting this book every time I read something. So let me just get all the craft stuff done for the most part, and then. So that's what I'm trying to do, but so now I just have like a million notes on my phone, and like anytime I'm like reading something, I'm like, oh my god, this is what I can do in my book. So hopefully when I do get back to reading my book, it'll go very quickly. It's just funny, like I couldn't write anything for like 2 months, and now when I'm trying not to, it's all I think about is how I'm gonna fix things. So
but that's good. I don't know. I think that's a good place to be where you're craving it. But I'm also trying, I don't know about you guys, but I took a very, very long break from writing pre this finding author tube.
Yeah.
And now I'm just trying to refine my voice. Because I think that's the hard part when you take a break. It's like, wait, how did I write things again?
Yeah. I did something similar before. That's how I found AuthorTube. Was like I was getting back into writing.
Yeah.
And I had taken like probably I think like 2 to 3 years off. I went through like a really, really bad depression, and I just like could not go there emotionally to like deal with other people's problems. I needed to deal with my own, So
yeah. I highly recommend writing a fan fiction about your life to get through it. Not that I did that when I was 16.
I did that too. Oh my god. I literally had this really tragic story when I was like, I think I was like 15, 16. I wrote a fan fiction of my life and like how I wanted it to go. The sad part is a kid that in my grade and that didn't like me stole it. And then a bunch of people in my grade read it.
Oh no.
And it was one of them. And luckily that was when I lived in North Carolina. So I immediately blue skidooed and moved away.
I didn't know what happened to you, Kev.
Because it's one of the most traumatic things that's ever happened in my entire life. So I don't really talk about it that often. I used to carry it around in a notebook in my book bag, and I would just like write like during class. Because I was like sad and depressed and 15. I wasn't on depression medicine yet, and like I don't know. But then like this kid that didn't like it just stole it, and including my crush read it, where I wrote about us being boyfriends.
Oh, Kevin.
He was straight.
Wait,
it doesn't matter. That's still.
No, that makes it worse.
I guess.
Nancy's son?
No.
Oh, okay. I know you had a crush on him for like a minute, so.
Yeah.
Oh, see, mine was the opposite. My crush was gay. And then he came out to me.
Wow.
Classic.
But at least he trusted you.
It was weird. He wanted me to feel bad about liking him. It wasn't like a positive.
Weird. That is weird.
It was very weird. But whatever. I don't know. But it does help if no one else reads it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, Laura. Maybe write one. Don't print it out.
I actually have a similar story to Kevin. I spent a summer in Florida with my cousins the summer before high school started, and my friends, like my 2 best friends, like were being really mean to me right before I left. And so I was like, good, I'm glad I'm going away for the summer. You guys are jerks, And so I wanted them to be like really jealous of like the time I was having in Florida. And we were spending a lot of time with my cousin's neighbor, this cute high school boy. So I like wrote a letter back to them because this is like I didn't get the internet until like that year. So like we didn't really have emails yet still and stuff like that. So I wrote him a letter.
Delivered letters by dinosaurs.
I went on and on about my boyfriend and all these romantic, like the neighbor and all these romantic things that he did for me. And just like totally made all this stuff up. So it was kind of a fan fiction, if you will, of my experience in Florida, only he saw the notebook, was wondering what I was writing about, and took it and read it. And the whole thing was just lies about like all these things that we did not do.
Oh God.
Say. yeah, he's like, I kept seeing you write in this notebook, and I was so curious what you were writing, so I thought I would just snatch it when you weren't looking. And
I just like started to relive some awful memories.
So weird. Okay, so this might help. I changed everyone to magical beings in the book.
That's
So no one could, and I also, what's that thing where you like rearrange the letters of someone's name to create another name?
yeah,
Yeah, I did that too. So no one could guess who it was about, but it was very obvious the main character was me.
Oh my God, you know what's so funny? It reminds me of that Disney Channel movie where she gets her laptop stolen, and not laptop stolen. She prints out her story, like her fan fiction. Wait, what is it, Damien? Read it and weep.
Yes, I remember that film.
Where, like her journal or whatever gets published, but it's like a fan fiction of her life. Oh my God. But what's so weird is even though I was writing fan fiction in my life, and I was writing about like me and my crush dating, I also fan fiction wrote like where we broke up because we got fighting about something. I was like, that's so weird. And there was like a food fight scene. My life was wild.
Ooh, was it like fried green tomatoes type of food fight scene in the film where they don't really want to tell you what that scene is?
It was like Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off.
Oh, okay.
I was a weird kid. I try to hide it now because I'm really cool, but I was a really, really weird kid.
Aaron laughed from the other room. He heard you say that.
God. I was really weird. I was living with my sister and my brother-in-law, and like they were weird. So
It's true. We are weird. So
I like, oh God, I try to hide that shit now, but
I just I remember when he gave me the notebook back, he was like, "It's cool. You can lie about me all you want to your
that's pretty sweet though.
guys, I was so embarrassed, you guys. Like I thought it was like he was like, honestly, I was not expecting that like to be in the notebook. I wouldn't have taken it if I didn't know him. So
Oh my gosh. Okay, I knew this person
oh God.
who really, really liked this other person. And so what they did was they wrote fan fiction about their fantasized sex life.
No, that's too much.
I'm not done. But was also a really good visual artist. So drew photos of this and then gave it to the person who they liked.
No.
And watched them read it.
What? Dude, I would have that person arrested if they did that to me.
And then the person who had to read it was my friend and was like, I don't know what to do. Like, they want me to finish reading this.
Call the cops, have them arrested.
For real. Restraining order immediately.
One of the comments is going, no.
Oh
It was very disturbing. I sadly saw some of the photos, and it was this weird thing of, gosh, you're talented. I wish you weren't this talented.
I wish you could put that creativity in something good.
Yeah.
The only reason why I got my journal back is I thought I lost it, and the girl I was friends with, like my best friend Kayla, she knew the guy and like made him give it to her. So I still have the notebook. Fun story about Kayla though.
Dramatic reading for a video.
Oh my God, no. Fun story about Kayla though. My best friend, basically my only friend in North Carolina when I was in school, knew I had a crush on this guy, same guy that read my whatever, and was like, okay, I'll talk to him for you. And then a week later, she liked him, and then a week later, they were dating. And I was like, cool.
It happens to you a lot that you and one of your girlfriends like the same boy, and then she ends up.
It's happened to me so often.
It's happened to you.
It's funny. Though, in high school, me and my best friend had a crush on the same dude. Neither of us got him. He's gay now. I knew it. I knew.
When you worked at Amazon, you and Ashton were into that one guy.
I forgot about that dude. He's married, has a kid now. But I still think he's gay, so that's a whole story. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about the picture drawing. That's a little.
It did cause a lot of problems, which is why I'm being very careful with how I word everything. But there was like a lot of other things.
It was Laura. It was.
Was it you? Like, did you draw these things?
It was that. Yeah, it was Hudson herself.
No. Oh gosh. I mean, I wore Little House on the Prairie dresses in middle school, and like, no. My friend is okay. There was the person who did the stuff. There was a lot of like other stuff going on there where
A lot of therapy.
Yeah.
I don't think therapy helps with what. Yeah.
Have you seen the movie Midsummer? I feel like it's similar to that.
I'm not saying that. Don't ruin it, Kevin.
Let's stick with like how any royal family is alive through marriage. There's a lot of
Yikes.
Oh my god. Oh.
So there was like no one really took this person seriously because of a bunch of other stuff, but it was sorted out. But now the person who it happened to laughs about it. It's like what the hell was that?
It's good to have a sense of humor. I don't know.
That would have killed any sense of humor I had.
Yeah.
Don't mind.
Tonight has been traumatizing for many of you.
Sorry.
Very triggering.
I'm sorry. I promise you I'm not this traumatizing of a person.
I had some deep memories I thought I had suppressed come back up. I had to hear about some creepy person drawing sex pictures. It's been a night.
I mean, to be fair, most of the pictures was the person on fire being saved.
What does that even mean? That is so weird.
I don't know. I never saw the like sexual ones. I just saw the start of the story where they were stuck in a burning house being saved by the person who they liked.
I can say that my fan fiction about my life was not that weird. There were food fights, but there was no that.
Diane is speechless.
I'm just like, I'm absorbing all of these stories and just thinking about my own, and it's just.
You want to share?
I love it.
The class.
No, I mean, I've definitely had that experience. I've had that experience in elementary school. I used to like bring my journal everywhere. And this was, so I was like, what, 12? And I was very into like Eminem. And I would write like, you know, little like fan fiction in my journal. And I don't remember who it was, but some girl, whatever, in my class took my journal. It was recess, and she was like up, and I didn't realize she was up on the hill, and like there was like a group of people around her, and she was just like reading something. And I was like, "Oh, what's going on here?" And I walked up, and she was holding my journal and reading it.
Did you punch her in the face?
No, I was so, like,
punching people. She probably
had your brother do it.
I think I like ran to a teacher and like cried about it, and was, you know, then she had to like give it back to me. It was awful. But I also did write like my own fan fiction, but like with my friends. So it was like me and my two girlfriends, and we like each had a crush on like a different one of like my older brother's friends. So we wrote some really good fan fiction of us. 12-year-old us. They were like 16.
Well, what's really sad, the notebook that I got stolen, in between my real life fan fiction, I had fan fiction for Harry Potter, for Teen Titans, for Avatar, sparse throughout. So like whoever stole that not only got to see my real life fan fiction, but they saw all my crappy fan fiction too.
I love reading. I have a whole tote bin because I'm planning on doing a video, but like I have a bin with like all my old writing. I can show you. Oh my god, I can show you the journal that got stolen. Hang on.
Wait, you have
She's looking props.
Yes. She is a prop person for film, so she's ready.
I still know the name of my my fanfic.net account, and I've gone back recently and read my fan fiction. Oh my god, it's so bad. It's so bad.
For a video.
I don't think I can. I'll die.
Do it. Old fan fiction is the best.
Mine was so bad though. Oh god, yes, I'm ready for this. Aw.
That is like very early 2000s.
Wait. 8 Mile.
Yeah. I think we were just talking about 8 Mile like the last time we had a live stream because my grandma was a big fan of Eminem and she took me to see 8 Mile the night it came out.
Wait, your grandma was a big fan of Eminem?
So cute. She thought it was the cutest thing ever. She fell asleep during the movie, but she was awake during the gross sex scene. So I'm glad that happened.
Oh God. It's so good.
Right. I think the thing that we've learned here is don't keep physical journals.
Yes, that's
I did.
Mine stayed on the computer and no one found it. Yeah. Except for when I gave it to people, which I don't, because I wanted them to edit it because I thought it could turn into a good story. I was too young. I was too depressed to see the truth.
I still keep a physical journal. This is my current one.
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
and I read it on the internet to people.
Yeah.
I have a similar journal like that. I have a like with what are they called? Like slam books or
yeah.
I love the picture stuff.
I tape in random stuff too that I like.
Evan said, "Dear Diary, my sister is horrible."
Oh, trust me, I've complained about you plenty. But like Damien will like write me notes sometimes because he knows I like getting notes. So like I'll wake up to like a note that just says, "Hi, I love you." So I'll tape it in here. But I still keep this has been like the last 2 years of my life. And I have a row of them in my closet. Because I don't know. If Damien reads them, cool. You don't want to see what's going on in my head, but if you want to read them, go ahead.
Kevin's we're going to library someday.
It's mostly just me being like, I fucking can't stand Laura.
So, I used to read a lot of famous, people's diaries throughout history because I was like obsessed
love
with
them.
that.
Yeah.
And Anne Frank, when she wrote her diary, there's different versions of it because she wrote one that she was hoping to get published after, and then there was like her real diary. So because of that in my head, I'm like, well, what if someone does find my diary? So I have one from when I was younger that's just very clean, very I'm fine if someone shows, which I look at, I'm like, this is just fan fiction again. Like, gotta get rid of that.
I'm trying to find Laura's name in here. I wish I had control find. I will read it if I can find something where I mentioned you in the last 2 years.
Oh, I'm sure it's funny.
I just found it. Sorry.
The last journal I ever wrote in, I was probably like 13, 14, and I had that bad experience of one getting stolen, so I kind of stopped. But I just remember I found it like a couple of years ago, and I just remember it was so ridiculous because it was like, I'm in love with, I'll just say it like a name, like, I'm in love with Joe. Like, I love him so much. Why won't he notice me? He's the only guy for me. And then like the next line is, but I also love Brian. I was in like every person that I thought was cute. I was absolutely in love with them. They were number one everything. And I was with like 9 people at the same time.
Yes. Yes. That's literally me.
Yeah. I was very crazy.
I used to write a bunch of notes in middle school because I was that flamboyant kid that was writing notes with people. And they're like, we had code names. So if someone found the note, couldn't tell who it was. Well, me and my friend once, she was like, the whole thing, she was really mad because I wrote down the name of the girl I had a crush on, because this is back when I had crushes on girls. And she wrote really big, do not write down the actual name of the people that you like, use code names. And then really tiny in the side, she said, I heart Adam. And I was like, that's his real name. I was so pissed. I still have that note somewhere. Also, the line says, part of it's Laura's fault, though.
Yes.
What's the date of that? I could probably tell you what it was about.
It was in 2018. October 25th.
In California.
Yeah. Probably one of the fights we got into. I don't know. All I saw was that line and I skipped.
It's pretty much just a burn book on me.
No. Like, I have goals about my YouTube channel and then I just don't do them.
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
I never was smart enough to have code names for my crushes. I just would say it. I put out their full name. Like, I love Joe Elliott Smith. So
dumb. You should never do
I
that.
want to be Laura Smith. Laura Smith. Like, I would write it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone except for the person I ended up marrying had a code name, so that should tell you something.
I just passed one of my goals. Says hit 375 subscribers on YouTube.
Oh, yay!
Oh,
You did that.
And to finish the Hunter book, which.
Wow, that's really old.
And finish 3 books. Was I trying to write 3 books? I had a lot of lofty goals in my past. Oh man.
Well, I think we're getting close to 10, and I know Cachet is doing her. I think she's doing her live stream. So
Sorry, that went off. Real.
that's all right.
We're all sharing our traumas.
People always enjoy our tangents. So, well, thank you, Hudson and Diane, for joining us, and thank you everyone for joining us every week. Kevin and I, even though we pretty much dislike each other, we like everyone else that joins us on Thursday. You have to understand, not only my brother and sister, but I'm like 9 years older, so I'm kind of.
So this chick thinks she's my mom. No, don't say I'm like a mother figure. She thinks she's like a mother figure.
I get that. I'm 7 years older and 14 years older than both my siblings.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm the
be
oldest.
Careful be careful.
I'm the oldest. I have 4 younger brothers, and my mom. I helped my mom raise my brothers. I changed Kevin's diaper. His crib was in my room.
Oh, you did?
Mom says I'm the reason you're gay because I had all my boy crazy pictures all over the wall.
She does. Really
I said, well, then don't put the baby's crib in my room to take care of. So I'm the one who got up with them in the middle of the night. Thank you. And you can thank Jonathan Taylor Thomas and Devin Sawa and all those that were hanging on my wall.
Devin Sawa. Have you seen him lately?
Yeah, I follow him.
hot.
Do you follow him on Twitter? If you don't follow Devin Sawa on Twitter, you have to. He is hilarious and very smart.
He looks so different, but like still really attractive.
Yeah, he's like filled in. Like yes.
Very much.
Yes. I was a huge Devin Sawa fan, not gonna lie.
Yes.
When Casper became him, my first lady boner ever. I was 12 and I screamed.
I watched that the other day. It holds up.
Yes.
It holds up.
I really like Devin Sawa in Night of the Twisters.
I just watched Night of the Twisters like 2 weeks ago. Aaron had never seen it. The full movie's on YouTube. You can watch it. It's very Canadian.
Lizelle said that she's 26 older than her sister.
Wow.
Oh.
Our youngest brother, because we have one brother younger than Kevin, I'm 14 years older than Nathan. So
actually,
his birthday
is today. Yeah, so Nathan, if you're here, sometimes docs us.
He comes in here. So happy birthday.
Squad asked if Hudson and Diane have channels. They both do. They're both linked below in the description.
Yes. Hudson and Diane,
they both make great videos.
They both do fantastic vlogs. So
way better than I make my vlogs. They're like so good. Both of you guys do vlogs so well, and I'm just like, wow, I am a piece of crap. Like I'm so dirty.
I feel like you have so much personality. Like I have to edit them nice, so I hide this.
Me too. You know how long it takes me to edit? Because I'm like, oh god, I'm like trying to piece together enough to make it like kind of good.
They're good. I like both your guys' vlogs. They're both really good.
You know what they say? You know what they really mean when they tell you have a good personality.
I am insufferable. I know. I am very insufferable.
You have a great personality.
Oh, I'm ugly. Yes, that too.
No.
That part always bothered me of when Harry met Sally. Where he was like, so wait, is she pretty or does she have a good personality?
I have both.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Own it.
But anyway, yes, if you are not already subscribed to Hudson and Diane, I have linked their channels in the description, so make sure you subscribe to them. And next week we will be back on Kevin's channel. Also, this Saturday is the 24-hour Saturday to Sunday is a 24-hour write-a-thon. I'm hosting from 4 to 5 on my channel. So if you want some sprinting and hang out with me for an hour, be here.
I'm dating my journal so I can talk about how much I hate Laura afterwards.
What else is new?
You should just make a video of reading every line that you say about Laura negatively.
Yes.
Please do.
God knows I don't ever say anything positive about her in my phone.
There's no way you've written anything you haven't said to my face.
My youngest sister, I found out, watches all of my lives. I didn't even know she knew about my YouTube channel just to make fun of them.
Oh, that's cute.
I know, it is really cute, actually.
But the ride-a-thon is Saturday, so if you need to do sprints this weekend, Saturday to Sunday.
Yes.
And also Kevin and I are going to be on Alexa Dunn's channel tomorrow. We're going to be doing a live stream about traditional publishing. What?
I'm excited for that. I'm definitely going to.
Lazelle's going to be there, and Lindsay Puckett will also be there.
Yes.
Why did you say wait, Kevin?
I was going to say Lazelle's going to be there too.
Yeah, Lizelle and Lindsay will also be there. So check out that on Alexa's channel as well tomorrow. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you as always. And here's to another year. And hopefully by this time next year, I'm done with my freaking book. So
maybe I'll have sold a book by next year. We'll see.
Yes.
All right. We will see you guys later.
Later days.
Bye.